It's another episode! And on this episode...
Me too.
Yeah, the whole hashtag #MeToo thing. We're going to dive right in on this. I want to say thanks to everybody for checking out our channel, looking into it. And, yeah, we'll give our take on the whole phenomenon that's expanding.
Stay tuned.
Hashtag #MeToo. It's quite a thing, I guess. The whole backlash and everything going on, and there's finally a little bit of counterweight being presented. Everything is kind of revolving around and opening up, and it's interesting. It's very, very enlightening to see how anything you do as a man, and that's instantly considered rape. Even just if you just build into things, you have a relationship with somebody, and maybe you have a one night stand, and things don't go according to her plans, or she has bad feelings about it in the morning. That's considered rape, even if she gets consent. But that's more into the depth. But you go ahead, Goliath.
Yeah, it's the changing of how sensitive everybody is now. Especially with women, they think they could get away by saying and doing anything, and you know what? They're not wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in terms of the Me Too thing, they're baseless acts,
Mm-hmm.
and that they're just accusing men.
Mm-hmm.
And we
As a
listen. If
whole.
the men did it, of course they should be thrown in jail, locked up, throw away the key, of course. But they're
Where's the
baseless.
evidence?
That's exactly the
Yeah.
point that I'm making, because you're just tarnishing someone's legacy if they're famous, especially. You're tarnishing, who they are. With lies. And and nothing happens to the person lying,
Oh,
which
of
is the
course.
woman.
Yeah, no,
So
it's all on the social media platforms, and basically how everybody has this sheep-like mentality where, oh, the woman's always right and believe everything she says. Don't take any word she said
and
any doubt. And
and it all started with the Bill Cosby thing. What was it, a few years ago? And
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Bill Cosby was innocent, but what I'm
Eh,
saying
I
is
don't know
that,
if he is or not.
but that's what I'm saying, is
Mm-hmm.
that we don't know. And then that wasn't, I guess that wasn't technically hashtag Me Too, but it's the same type of thing. 15, 20, 30 years after the instances, you had women coming out accusing him of drugging them and then raping them and things like that. And it's like, at the end of the day, why are you coming out that much longer? Like
Mm-hmm.
that years later, those women weren't famous, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, oh, they didn't want to tarnish, in just acting in movies and things like that. So it's the whole thing where it's like, why did you wait that long? Like, what did they get paid? I have no idea.
The actor Liam Neeson even quoted saying that with all the hashtag Me Too stuff coming around, it's basically a modern day witch hunt against all men, and you know, with everything else going on, and I have a general rule, right? If something happens, right, if a really like terrible, awful thing happens, you tend to go to the police. You know, you file a police report. They actually file charges against the person, but what ends up happening is a lot of people they just don't even bother with the proper procedures or steps, whether things happen or they don't happen. But it's a lot of he said, she said, and you don't know what to believe. You take it at face value when anything is posted online, like with the media, right? You take it for, well, I don't know the whole story. You know, they're only showing me what they want me to see or believe. Um, so you have to be very skeptical. And with MGTOW, you put things together, you try to piece things together. But the Me Too thing is an awakening for most men to just say, you know what, yeah, just back away from women in general and just let them eat themselves because this is toxic.
And that's my whole thing too. Is my big thing is I like to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it seems like the victims never get asked questions of why did they wait this long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that would be my first thing. You coming out 15, 20 years later about, you know, whoever you told, and then why aren't they being asked? Why did you wait so long? And then they'll just say, oh, because I couldn't, I wasn't stable to even like say it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to believe that you bottled that up and didn't even tell one of your closest confidants over the years if that
Mm-hmm.
really did happen. They wait until they can make it national and be on newspapers about it, and then they could get interviews and get money for it.
Yeah, a lot of it, the whole hashtag Me Too thing. It's not only about destroying men, and you know, trying to. It boils down to primarily money, trying to strip men of resources and of dragging, tarnishing men's names through the mud, and a lot of men that have been pinpointed through as, you know, rapists and stuff. It turns out that a lot of it's not true.
The whole thing, as Leviathan has said before as well, is, all this stuff with the Me Too and all these things are leading up to
A lot of it's from the feminism.
right, is from the feminism, and all it's going to lead to is the segregation of the sexes.
Yep.
Eventually, people want to laugh about it. It's not far fetched to think, because a lot of the sex bots and things like that are becoming androids. So it's like pretty soon, like everything going on with women. Not to change the subject with
No, yeah,
what we
no,
were talking about before, but it's all going to lead to men not wanting to deal with women in general.
and again with the whole thing about with MGTOW, right? MGTOW, it kind of was a way of pushing against third wave feminism. You know, men throughout the century and throughout history have, you know, been allowing things to metastasize and to expand, and you know, but with third wave feminism, I mean, feminism has always been about ulterior motives, and it
Of
is
course.
cancer. But with what's been going on now, it's an all-out attack on anything masculine and man, and the very element of being a boy in school, or growing up as an adolescent, or just being a man in itself. You're automatically viewed by most feminist women, by all feminist women, as just a dog, a pig, an evil, horrible creature that needs to be, you know, basically put down. And everything you say, oh, it's mansplaining. You can't have an opinion because you're a man. And it's like the crazy element of everything else. It just MGTOW in itself is a way of saying, all right, fine, you know what? There's no way of trying to bring logic or reasoning or facts, or having a debate or even a discussion like what Goliath and myself are doing here. We can't even really have any sort of open talking points. So, you know, we're just going to say, okay, screw you guys. You guys can do what you want. We're just going to go our own way. We're going to avoid you at all turns. We're going to, like, pull ourselves away. We're going to just self-segregate. And a lot of women today are like, oh no, wait, where are all the men going? Wait, where are all the men going?
And Leviathan, too, you said too also about reproducing. They're going to be having sperm banks in the future, right? Like,
well, the baby banks.
Baby banks.
There's sperm banks are now, but in the future, with the whole collapse of the birth rates and stuff, and the artificial womb. That's another thing that people in sci-fi that like, oh, it's too far fetched. It's not that far fetched. to have the artificial womb. It's already in development, and countries are already expanding upon it. And it's from realm of science fiction. I mean, you look at cell phones back 10 years ago to what's been going on, what we have today, or look at the airplane, and oh, the people back in the 50s and even in the 40s, looking up at the moon, they're like, oh, people are never going to go to the moon. And then rockets, and then
Yep.
back in the 1960s, we had mankind go to the moon. So all these, other than all this other science advancements and future technologies and developments of more reasons why it's more enlightening and better for yourself to go MGTOW, right? You have science on your side, you have facts on your side, you have just the betterment of yourself, for your soul on your side, right? So with everything else going on with the whole hashtag Me Too thing, obviously with the whole creepy nature of the Hollywood casting couch, and the Corey Feldman, Corey Haim exposing the sexual predator nature of all these Hollywood bigwigs and executives and stuff. Um, with the whole hashtag Me Too thing, how it's morphed and it's expanded to something that women now consider consensual sex as rape. Okay, so this is a case that happened not that long ago. It was the Azari Anzi case,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And he basically was with a woman, and there's all kinds of stories out about it. It's been out for a while now, but the basic thing that happened was he and this woman got together. They were at a club. They ordered drinks. It was a one night stand, and she ended up hitting on him. And then she would agree to go to his place. It was all consent. She said, "Okay, yeah, I'll go to your place." Things started getting more intimate, and along every step of the way, she was giving consent, saying, "Yeah, it's okay." And then she was the one who decided to give sex. She wanted to have
Yep.
sex with him. But the thing was, through the whole after effect of everything, she woke up and she regretted what she did. And even though she gave consent, she still considers giving consent that she was giving mixed signals, and that's considered rape.
Yeah, and now she wants to use their own new terms now as what did you say she called it?
Regret rape.
Regret
It's
rape.
regret rape. It's like, well, the thing is, it's like if you're agreeing to be intimate with somebody, when you're already having sex, it's already like if you
It's not like he
agree.
tied you down and you were screaming, "No, get off me!" You
Right.
agree. It was consent.
Mm-hmm.
The word is consent, meaning
Mm-hmm.
that you just wanted it like he wanted it.
Mm-hmm. But that's what feminism has turned, the actual biological nature of physical intimacy. It's too dangerous really now to consider being in a relationship and potentially having that connection, because it could come back and bite you in the butt.
And that's why too. Is I mean, I bring up this point. I'm like maybe half kidding, but it's something to think about. Is maybe they wait this long, women, all these years and years to come out about this, is so they can rehearse their story.
Oh yeah, no, they well, it deals a lot of the time. It deals with fame and money.
Yeah, exactly. They know, and and they want to be prepared for all the interviews that they're going to get, because they're going to get recurring questions all over, the
Hmm.
same ones. So they want to make sure that they want to say from step by step what happened
Yeah.
or what allegedly happened, where there's no proof of,
Hmm.
and so then people don't question. Well, the story's been straight all
Because it's
around.
because it's what a woman said, so it has to be true. It's
Right.
like, well, that it's again, as I said, as Liam Neeson, the actor, said, it's a witch hunt against all men, any man, um, basically just based on what she posts online, because she just feels like, that there was a bad instance. It wasn't so much that it was actual, rape in itself. It's become so shouted and and cried about and screeched about for so long against so many people, right? It's kind of lost its weight, and it's kind of like saying everybody's a Nazi, with the whole social
Right.
justice war. Basically, really horrible, awful, vile, detestable things in human nature, it being painted with such a big brush over even people that are innocent, right? People that have done nothing of any of these terrible things, right? And being painted, and like as I said, with Azari Unzi, he did not rape this woman, and yet she was saying that she felt that it was rape, and it's like, you can like a lot of women, you have to be explaining things and express yourselves. But the fact is, he never forced himself on her.
Right.
He never drugged her. He didn't
He did
force it.
nothing wrong, but they're making it that he did
Yeah, and it's like
with these
any
false terms, fake terms.
yeah, and in all it's mostly just allegations to try and push an agenda to try, and it's really as we said, it's starting to bring an awareness, more an awareness for more men are on a mindset of MGTOW. Um, because MGTOW in itself is like, yeah, it's for your self-preservation, for the betterment of yourself, looking for out for your resources, what you want to do with your life, and that all of your freedoms can be stripped away and be forced away from you, and everybody turns against you just from false allegations made against you.
And also too, it's almost to the point where it's you're already on the wrong side when you're a man because
Because you have a penis.
yep, because you have a penis and they're gonna believe the girl over a man. Especially obviously you don't need proof anymore. Just
Mhm.
it's what the girl says. So,
Because of feminism.
right, because of feminism, and I don't even want to I tell Leviathan's even told me I don't want to be alone with a female coworker because if I'm ever alone,
Mhm.
working and then it's just me and her in the room,
Oh, she can
she
make
could accuse
anything.
me of something that
Yeah.
I didn't do. I could have just been sitting or standing there minding my business, but because we were alone,
Mhm.
and then
Or other people make comments about something going on that isn't true, and then she sees an opportunity to try and make some sort of monkey branch opportunity for herself for some other job opportunity or a way of making quick and easy money, because she could sue the company, and then she obviously there's all the other ways of suing you, and so without any sort of you know with any deeper insight of all the consequences of what's going on, because feminists are getting exactly what they want. They want to pretty much destroy men. Well, they are destroying men, but they're destroying society to the point where it's going to be irreprehensibly damaged. That men are going to say, you know what, we don't want to deal with society anymore. Which a lot of men are checking out of the relationship scene with just trying to deal with women and coworkers, trying to teach women things, and a lot of men that have gone through the ringer in a sense and have dealt with all these false allegations and everything. The best thing is if when you're innocent and you're innocent for 100% of the fact that none of these things are true, you got to go scorched earth and just like lay it all out there and just say this is all BS and none of these accusations are true, and do not ever accept anything that they're throwing at you. Just you have to stand strong and just go scorched earth.
and yeah, and that's why we have a legal system. If
Mm-hmm.
you are being accused of something and you're an innocent man,
Yes.
obviously we have a legal system. You fight it because if you don't, they're just gonna
They're gonna
be
keep coming
they're
after
gonna
you.
keep coming after you. Like for instance, you like James Franco, you'll
Yep.
just be a cuck like him, and whether he did or didn't do it, he right away he's apologizing
Yeah.
because the women were offended or
Yeah.
feel this way, so
Yeah.
he's apologizing for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to the point where it's like then they're just gonna keep on coming. You're letting them win.
Yeah, no, it's more than that. It's the fact that they don't they just want to destroy you, and a lot of people that are coming out with the whole hashtag Me Too thing, a lot of people, these false accusations against men, it's all baseless, and a lot of it is it's just a bandwagon to destroy men. Yeah, you guys leave your comments down below. We'd like to see what you guys want to think on it. This whole hashtag Me Too thing is going to keep expanding.
Yeah, guys, thanks, and like, subscribe, comment, and we hope to hear from you guys.
Yeah, and yeah, stay safe out there. Stay and yeah, keep on the MGTOW path.